Friday. This is the Live Stage Radio Network, and we're broadcasting live out of the Rail Music Hall and Sports Bar, located on 281 West Main Street in the heart of Smithtown, New York. So happy Friday. Everyone's getting ready for their 4th of July weekend. Well, we got some fireworks here tonight going on. So before I say anything else, we got to get this started. I want to introduce to you Mr. Johnny Zostant.
Next week.
There we go. Okay.
Making your life real hard tonight. Sorry, man.
Mr. Johnny Z. Yeah, that's how you open the show.
Thank you.
Well, anyway, hey man, welcome to ColdShot. It's a pleasure to have you. You know, this is a special edition of the show. Normally we do it during the week, but a guy like this coming into town, you just have to make exceptions and do what you can to grab it, you know? So, that being said, just get started here. You originally are from the area,
Yes, yeah, Mineola.
and then now you're in North Carolina,
Yes, yes,
and you're currently on a tour promoting your latest release,
yes. Speed of light.
Speed of Light.
Speed of light.
And so the interesting thing is you're 15 years old.
Yes.
It's like you're a kid. You should be playing ball. Actually, you shouldn't even be in the bar. But anyway, so just going back to the beginning. How did why was the guitar instead of baseball or hockey or something like what? When did the bug hit you that you just wanted to shred?
One thing about my childhood and early childhood and current childhood is my parents never they always wanted me to do stuff, but they never pushed me to do stuff. So I played Little League baseball. I did karate and stuff, and it's just none of it was ever really for me. So one day I was in second grade. I told my dad, I was like, I want to play guitar, and I was like, okay. So I have 3 older sisters, so we had a few the play guitars, kind of the $50 ones.
Right,
with the,
you're gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on it.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was probably about a month. And my dad, I think, kind of realized okay, he's doing this for more than a season of baseball or a few weeks of karate. Started taking some lessons. I saved up, bought my first guitar.
And what was that?
It's a Fender Squire. It was aqua blue, and I got a discount on it because it was that color. But yeah, I remember that, man. Good day.
And you just practiced and you
That's it.
woodshed it on that thing until you got it right?
Yep.
Now, you could have went in any genre of music that you wanted to go in, and you're like a 90s shred machine. What inspired you to go in that direction?
Of course, I have to say, as anyone else would say, Dime from Pantera easily is my biggest guitar influence, but
Rest in peace.
yeah. But I listen, I have listened and I still listen to as much music as I can, I listen to any kind of reggae stuff. I really like a lot of the newer, progressive, more instrumental type metal stuff. Angel Vivaldi, Andy James, Nita Strauss, people like that. But I'll listen to anything. I've always been raised around, heavier music, like I told you. I was 3 or 4 years old, rolling up to preschool with my dad, and we were listening to Rage Against the Machine and System of a Down, bands like that,
No, that's a cool dad.
Yeah, he is. I want to thank him wherever he is for...
No, he's taking care of business over there.
Yeah, but that man is the reason that I'm here today.
Yeah, so he just said, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's one thing I'd say. He's always been extremely supportive of my music, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's important, is to have that support machine, from your family. But I just is so impressed with the fact. Never mind your age, but your ability, your vibrato, and the songs that you write. I was just, does it? How did you get to that point?
I wish I had an answer for you, man, but honestly, just practice.
Yeah.
That's because it's all I really do, and I've given up stuff it sucks, but it's always worth it.
Well, it's like a discipline. You have to
Exactly, yeah.
sacrifice
It's
because
just
you don't
like-
just get that good. Just I
Thank
mean,
you, man.
you know.
I mean, it's just like anything else. You know, if you want to be the best baseball player, you're the guy that's going to spend Friday nights in the batting cage instead of the parties. You know,
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
you want to be a bodybuilder and you want to be the best at that,
You have
to spend all your time in the gym. You know,
Yeah.
and the sacrifice at the time, it always it nails you sometimes, but it's always at the end it's worth it.
Yeah. So now, being in North Carolina, you had a chance to open for a lot of
Yes. Yeah.
Mina Strauss, as you mentioned before.
Mia Strauss recently, yeah.
You go to NAMM, and you're endorsed by GHS Strings.
Yes. Yeah.
And you go in there and you straight in their booth and stuff, and
That was a
you know,
pleasure. Hope I get to do that again next year.
and you've got to open for a lot of like major guitar players.
Yes. Yeah. That's
You know?
that's what I love to do, man.
Now, what's that experience like when you're standing on the side of the stage and you're like hanging out with these guys and playing?
It's-
Do you absorb it all in?
Yeah, it's hard. Like, it's hard to kind of, just like, it's weird to see some of these people that I've looked up to since I was like 7 or 8, and be like, he's 10 feet away from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been watching this guy's videos for 10 years or whatever, and he's right there. You know, I appreciate it more than anything. You know.
That's cool. That's cool.
Thanks, man.
So, anyway, so the other interesting thing is it's like your band is in your box.
Yep. Yep.
So it's just you with tracks and it's
Yeah. Right. Record everything.
and so when you like tonight you're performing at the Rail in just a little bit to get your butts down here to check this out because it's going to be crazy.
Thank you, man.
So tonight it's you and
Yep.
how easy is that
I see a lot of
traveling
people,
and just
I think a lot of people at first they see it and they're kind of like, wait, like how's this gonna work? But I've been doing it for, I don't know, 2-3 years. I love it. You know, it's easy. I don't have to pay anyone. No one else has to learn the stuff. You know, I don't have to deal with people. It's great. You know,
and everybody's on standby.
exactly. Yeah, everyone's.
But
always
why
on
was
time.
it? Why did you decide to go that route instead of a band? Did you try a band?
Originally, what happened was I had, right when I first started playing like my own shows and stuff, I had an opportunity to play actually up in, I think it was Astoria, Queens area, and I had a band put together for it, and like 2 weeks before the show, they were all like, yeah, we can't make it anymore. So I was kind of just left, and I was like, you know what, I don't care, I'm just gonna play with tracks, and I don't know, I guess people can accept that, and I honestly just never looked back from it. It's great. I would suggest it to anybody that's in that position, you know.
Right. So now my next question, of course, is going to be: would it be weird to play in a band? But you are
I play
playing bass for another band.
I play
in a band in your area.
Yeah, currently
Like
I
it
play
was
bass in a band.
Drowning Mob, right?
Yeah, Drown the Mob. Yeah, I played guitar in a few different bands. You know, I do a lot of stuff to keep myself busy. This is just always the most prominent. You know, and that's
Right.
another good thing about doing it alone is that if I want to book a show this weekend, you know, the drummer, the bassist, the other guitarists, they don't all have to be open.
Yeah.
It's just if I
Okay.
can make it, you know.
What, have boxing
Let's
traffic.
go. Yeah, exactly. man.
I have rig, I should say.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, exactly. It's great, man.
That's cool. That's dynamite. We just quit the sound check before, and it was just like, I don't know. That was just a sound check. When this guy goes live in a little bit, he's gonna do some damage. That's
Thank you, man.
So anyway, the guitars. This
Yes.
one, I see it in a lot of your videos. You're playing this one, and it's Gibson
SG.
SG, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, I have I use it kind of as my backup. I have another one that's this exact model.
Red one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the candy apple red one, the signature SG. You know, I love it. I retired that one a little bit. I'll play it every once in a while, but
So you moved on to the
I
Ibanez?
always kind of like, I never owned like shreddy kind of guitars. You know, like if you want to use that word.
Right, the super strats.
that's
and
what- yeah, that kind of stuff.
Hot rodded, right?
And I was trying around some different stuff, some different brands, and just nothing really felt right. And one day I was at a Guitar Center, which is you know, everyone loves that, you know. And I picked one of these up, and I just started playing. It's just so easy to play.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was just like, this is it.
Like, you
this is
just
the
know
guitar.
it. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
you
I-
hold it
yeah.
and you say, this is it. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm done. I know what I wanted.
So I mowed a ton of lawns, you know, and like 6 months later,
Yeah.
man, yeah. I've
Awesome.
been playing pretty much primarily this guitar since. I love it, man.
Since you got it, that's your new girl, your new baby.
Of course, yep.
Cool. So now, if people want to get a hold of your music, want to know more about you, where are some of the places? I know you're all over the place on social media. You want to just tell everybody?
You can find a lot of my videos on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. As far as streaming, downloading stuff, I have some stuff on Spotify, iTunes, you know, Amazon Music, that kind of stuff. You know, just look up Johnny Zostant, and there you go, man.
And so where are some of the places you'll be playing?
I'm working on getting up here more. I'm working on getting around the U.S. a little bit more. Working on some Florida dates, some dates more up in Ohio, Michigan area. But I have a few shows.
Can't let the cat out of the bag.
I can't yet. I would personally just venues. I don't want to ruin any ties.
You don't have to go there. Just in general. And so far, every place has been a great experience for you.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of great, a lot of bad, a lot of stuff you can learn from. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to turn everything that happens into a good experience.
Right, with the positive.
You know, something I can learn from.
Well, it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from it. That's
Exactly.
the key. Say, you know what, I've been through that, not again.
Exactly. Yep.
So, all right. So, have you ever played through Marshalls and stuff?
Yeah, originally I
You have a
used-
choice, I guess.
Yeah, I used to use years ago. I bought myself a Marshall DSL 100 head. I used a few different distortion delay pedals, kind of get to
Got a good
that solo tone. You know, my favorite thing. I'll solo, but it has to have delay on it, man. You know what I mean? I moved on a little bit. I got a Hughes and Kettner. I used that for about a year and a half, and I really wanted something that I could use because I record everything myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted something that was I could use more versatilely. So I started looking at some amp sim stuff, Axe Effects, Bias, and eventually I came to Kemper, and I knew a ton of people that used it, and I love it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used it ever since. I don't even use for clean rhythm lead changes. I don't even use a foot switch anymore because I use tracks. So I've used MIDI to kind of automate that. Everything switches on its own, man. It's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I think I kind of said enough.
Thanks.
Would you do us the honor in playing something? Put you on the spot and do a little something?
I can do a little shred if you want.
You know what? How about a lot of shreds? You want to hear some shred? Yeah! Well, anyway, I want to thank you for coming to the rail and being a part of my show. I really appreciate it. And for all you guys, you got to get down here and see this shit because it's fucking gonna be rocking.
Yeah, he's good
That's all
to
I
go.
can
As
say.
soon as you guys are done, you're good to go on.
Yep. Okay. Actually, that's the cue. He's got to go on in a few minutes, and we'll probably be streaming it. So hopefully we can see you soon.
Thank you.
Johnny, thank you, brother, very much. Pleasure meeting you. Best of luck to you. Everything. You know, the future's right here, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Amen.
This is ColdShot. We'll see you next time we're out.
Thank you.